Alright, this is an adding and subtracting integer review video. We're going to go through some examples and go through a little bit of notes to remind you of how to add and subtract integers. When adding integers, the first thing you need to do is ask yourself, do the integers have the same sign? If they do have the same sign, you can just add the absolute value of each number and keep the common sign. If no, you can find the absolute values of each number and subtract them, the greater absolute value minus the smaller absolute value, and then determine if your answer will be positive or negative, and use the sign of the number with the larger absolute value. Alright, let's look at some examples. So the same sign, if we are using absolute value, we can say the absolute value of 8 is 8, and the absolute value of 6 is 6. So add them together and you get a 14. Okay, the absolute value of negative 5 is a positive 5, so we can put positive 5. And the absolute value of 4 is a positive 4. We can add them together, and that equals 9. But the common sign in this problem is negative, so negative 5 plus a negative 4 is a negative 9. Okay, absolute value are adding integers with different signs. Okay, so we're going to use the absolute value. The absolute value of negative 2 is a positive 2, and the absolute value of 11 is a positive 11. So we can say 11 minus 2. Okay, so those are the absolute values, and that will give us 9. Okay, and then we need to use the sign of the larger absolute value, which is 11. So 11 is a positive, so our answer is going to be a positive 9. Alright, 15 plus a negative 7. Using the absolute value of 15 is a positive 15. The absolute value of negative 7 is a positive 7. Okay, and then we can subtract them. The greater absolute value minus the smaller absolute value, and that will give us 8. Okay, and then we need to use the sign of the larger absolute value, which is 15, and it is a positive, so our answer is going to be a positive 8. Alright, let's look at subtracting integers. Subtracting integers. Subtracting a number is the same as adding a negative. If the integers have the same sign, you can just add them together and keep the common sign. So here we got negative 8 minus 10. So the common sign is a negative. So you can add them together. 8 plus 10 is 18. The common sign is negative. So your answer is a negative 18. If the integers have different signs, you need to subtract. So 2 minus 10. Okay, if you're using a number line and you start at 2 and you take away 10, you're going to be moving to the left 10 places. So 2 minus 10 will give you a negative 8. And subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive. So 20 minus a negative 3 will give you a positive 23, which is the same as 20 plus 3 equals 23. Okay, so if you're adding or if you're subtracting a negative, you can really just add the opposite. Let's look at some examples. Alright, same sign. So we have negative 4 minus 7. So we can add them together. 4 plus 7 is equal to 11. The common sign is a negative, so our answer is going to be a negative 11. Alright, another one, negative 15 minus 3. So they have the same sign, so we can add them together. 15 plus 3 is 18. And our common sign is a negative, so our answer is going to be a negative 18. Alright, different signs. So 8 minus 10, we need to subtract. So if we start at 8 on a number line and we go to the left or take away 10, we will end up at negative 2. Alright, 7 minus 2 will give us a positive 5. and a 6 minus 14. If we start at 6 on a number line and we move to the left, or we take away 14, we will end up at a negative 8. Alright, hopefully this video was helpful. Good luck on your assessment.